As you guys know, one of the companies that I'm invested in is Lemonade, which is an insurance company. But I don't know a whole lot about insurance companies. And so I'm always trying to learn more about how insurance companies operate and trying to understand the business model of insurance companies. Recently, I was listening to a talk by Monish Pabrai, who's quickly becoming one of my favorite people to listen to. And he talked about the insurance business. And the way he explained it, it just made so much sense to me. But he talked about the risk of investing in insurance companies and how to go about adjusting for those risks and some things to keep in mind. And I thought it was such a great breakdown of insurance businesses for everyone who is invested in Lemonade or invested in any insurance company needs to keep in mind whenever we invest in insurance businesses. So check out this clip real quick.
Insurance at the core is a really terrible business. You're writing a policy today and taking on risk, and the actual real risk will really not be known for several years. So it's like you're selling a product whose cost you don't know. So when Costco sells a product, they know they have a 15% markup. When an insurance company sells a policy, they are statistically hoping, based on past models, that they have not underpriced the policy. And they're kind of hoping and praying that that's the case. The second thing is that the buyer of these insurance policies, so in our case, Stone Trust was a workers' comp insurance company. The buyers of workers' comp insurance, the companies that buy workers' comp, are required to buy the insurance because of it's required by law. They think of the insurance premium like a tax, and they think that they get nothing for that tax. So everyone believes when they buy an insurance policy that they will never file a claim. When you buy a car insurance policy, you're trying to get the cheapest policy and you don't think you'll ever file a claim. So everyone thinks it's just a one-way transfer of money, but the claims do come in. And so when the company is trying to buy a policy, or when an individual is trying to buy an auto insurance policy, all they're focused on is the lowest possible cost. And so pricing is set by your dumbest competitor. It's really bad to be in businesses like airlines, for example, where pricing is set by your dumbest competitor. It's great to be in a business like Patek Philippe, where you can set your price to whatever you want. And the higher the price of the watch, the higher the demand for the product. That's a great business. Or Tiffany's, for example, a strong pricing power. So I think the core economics of most insurance companies are terrible. And even my friend who's done so well, we have to see really in the fullness of time. I think the insurance end of that business is challenging. If you are very smart on the investment end of it, you can overcome some of the challenges of the core economics of the business. But I'm happy not to be in the insurance business.
I love the way he put it. It's like, honestly, insurance is a horrible business because on one side of the business, you don't know how much the stuff is going to cost you down the line. It's not like selling this water bottle. I know how much it's going to cost me to manufacture it, and I know how much the profit margin I can get if I was trying to sell this water bottle. It's not the same way. You are hoping that the data set that you have is good enough to tell you what your costs are going to be down the line. So it's not a great business on one side, just on the part of you trying to sell the product. And then on the other side, the people who are buying the product, we don't necessarily like buying the product. Just think about this. Every time somebody talks about insurance, when was the last time people were like, yeah, I'm so excited. I got my insurance policy the other day. I got that thing. It felt so wonderful. Nobody says that. Everybody gets upset whenever they think about insurance, unless you're watching a State Farm commercial and then it's funny and they were like, it's pretty funny. But generally, even with that, we still get upset when we have to pay that monthly bill of an insurance. And so that's the two-sided coin that you're fighting against when you invest in an insurance business. And then on top of everything, your competitors are going to try and price you out of the business. Like he said, you don't want to be in a business where your dumbest competitor is the one that gets to set the prices for you. And so these are the challenges that come around when it comes to investing in an insurance business. But the good thing is when I look at Lemonade, there's a few things that they're trying to do to mitigate it. One, Lemonade is big on data. Lemonade is massive on trying to get as much data on each individual person. They say they get like over 100 times more data than the typical insurance business. Now we'll have to see how that plays out long term. So far, it has been helping them with the insurance business, but we have to see how that plays overall. I pulled up this picture that they have of how the business is supposed to work. They talk about capital, which is very big for insurance companies because you need a load of capital in your pocket in case of any kind of issue that comes up. Now they speak more to Metromile in this slide, but ignore that. This is just the idea of what Lemonade wants to do. Then it talks about bundleable products. The way you're able to drive lower costs is you need to sell bundles. Like if we look at all the big insurance companies, they don't just sell one product, they sell multiple products. And so they're able to give you discounts so they can drive costs down for each individual person. And then one thing that Lemonade has excelled at, we talked about it earlier, that nobody likes talking about insurance companies, but Lemonade is actually ranked in the ranges of Apple and Nike of customer experience. Like people actually like using this business. Now we'll have to see how that plays out over the long term, because so far they've been able to do this with renters insurance mainly. And you don't really get that many renters insurance claims, which is why a lot of the big companies, the big insurance companies kind of left renters insurance alone. We'll have to see how this starts playing out with things like car insurance, home insurance, and those kind of things, pet insurance, and all those things that Lemonade is added into the mixture. And then they talk about being a brand. We'll see how that plays in. We'll see if it just ends up being a commodity, because for a lot of people, insurance is like Monish Prabhai said, it's not something that we're like, yeah, I want to make sure I buy the Apple phone. Like Apple has a brand. Like that is a brand. We'll have to see if Lemonade is going to go the line of Apple or if it's going to go the line of Peloton, if you know what I'm saying. Like it had a brand, but that brand was not that strong. But generally, this is the idea of something that we need to keep in mind as Lemonade investors, or if you're investing in any insurance business, the best way is for eventually Lemonade to start investing the capital that he has into other businesses. We've seen it with companies like Berkshire Hathaway. That's how they invest most of their money, is they take the insurance money that they get from Geico and they invest it in other businesses. We see this also with Markel, which is another really good company that is structured kind of how Berkshire Hathaway is structured, where they take the insurance policies and they invest it into good businesses. We'll see how Lemonade plays out. It's still a long road before Lemonade even gets to that point, because right now they don't make any profit off of the insurance business in and of itself. And until Lemonade can get to that point, honestly, this is still very much a speculative investment, but we'll see how this plays out. I just wanted to share this with everyone, especially after earnings from Lemonade, and the stock is down over 50% on the year. So it's just something I wanted to share with everyone to keep in mind as you invest in this business. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all learned one, maybe two things out of this entire thing. And if you did, and if you want to check out the last Lemonade video, it's probably going to be linked someplace down here. But I'm going to catch y'all up on the next one. Remember, generosity is always greater than greed. God bless each and every single one of y'all. And your boy is out of here. Peace. Whoosh.